Hello YouTube, my name is Agent Omega, and I do things. Unfortunately, this is the part where I'd love to be able to continue on to say Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Agent Omega, je fais des choses, but the plan has changed. I started recording in French, and I managed to make it, maybe 45 minutes or an hour, but I was struggling. As much as I really do want to study French, and I think it would be a nice practical application, especially in the setting of Kalos, no less, which is, of course, based on France, there is just a lot of colloquial French that I do not know, and pausing to look things up either meant that stuff would pass by in cutscenes where you cannot stop the text, or I would be, sat for a long time just looking up words, and then I'd go, oh yeah, I see. And so, while it is a good idea as a learning experience, I do not think I will be playing French on YouTube. So I am incredibly sorry. I'm already, believe me, I'm more disappointed in myself than you all can possibly be. But it's also better for me to admit defeat, know my limits, and I think playing in English will be just a little bit nicer, I guess. So I've attempted to recreate my trainer from Violet to the best degree that we have access to here at the main menu. Unfortunately, there isn't anything quite close to her actual hairstyle, at least not from that game. So we're just going to stick with what we have here, and I know there are a lot of customization options down the road. So this is Alicia. She comes from Paldea. Time skip. And let's just get into it. Let's just get into Pokémon Legends Z-A. I've already seen this cutscene, and yet it still gets me. And I will say that just having rewatched that cutscene or whatever, something makes a lot more sense. I think I've figured out what it is that jumps into our bag. And I've managed to stay mostly spoiler-free, but I have, in fact, looked up the types of the final forms of the Pokemon in question. Or the starting Pokemon, I should say. So, I do know about that. And, originally, I was going to be playing my trainer from Kalos, from X, where I also played it in French. And part of the original reason that I played in French on the DS was because I wanted to get the correct accents. And you can't do that in English. So, at least not on the DS. The keyboard isn't advanced enough for that. So, I decided, okay, you know what? I know French. We're going to learn some more, and I am going to play in French for the accents. Yes, commit to the bit. Nah, I committed to the bit. I beat X in French. And now, while we're here, I'd just like to point out that I think, let's see, from my point of view, it's going to be yesterday. But from your guys, it's going to be like 2 days, maybe 3. I released a theory video about why I thought we won't be able to transfer from ZA back into previous generations. And for the thumbnail, we picked a train station with a modern train leaving Paldea to come here to Kalos. So I could not have been more on the nose with the metaphor if I'd tried. I'm not going to say we necessarily predicted this because, trains and public transit like that are much more common in Europe than the States. We are very behind on that, but it's just so funny. It's just so funny that we, okay, even the station architecture we is kind of similar. Like, we had that sort of overhang with sort of the cast iron support structure or whatever, and I realize that's because it's based on a train station, and I think my sister said Portugal. So we took some real life architecture inspiration there. I am just over the moon that my metaphor has accidentally manifested itself in game, not 24 hours after I posted it. That's fantastic. Anyway, now I can talk to people and not have to translate everything, so I can see what some more of this dialogue was about. I know the people with the star me have some really funny things to say. I did at least understand that. And also, I didn't talk to these first couple of pairs of people because I didn't realize you could. Like, I just saw the dialogue boxes above their heads. Okay, and there is an airport, so we could have potentially still used the original metaphor, but just the fact that we were right about the train is just amazing. Hold on, can I get back in? Okay, I had to test. I know people have tried leaving the city. I don't know what happens, and I'm not going to spoil myself on that. And I don't think I'm going to attempt it because I don't actually want to leave. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's interesting. So in the French, this lady talks about rolling out the red carpet for her. I understood that much. But after we leave the station, that's where things start to get real fast. And I just could not keep up. Yep. And, yep, these three are really funny. Particularly if I translated what this kid is about to say correctly. Yep. Okay, and I think at this point I have actually talked to everybody at the train station. I'm gonna run about real quick. I also want to see... Okay, the Pro Controller buttons are still bound. That's good. I haven't found any use for them just yet, but... Oh, and we need to talk to this guy. And I will say the plot plays out just a little bit nicer with my trainer from Paldea, because she really isn't from around here. My ex-trainer, on the other hand, my lore for her is that she's from the mountains in the northeast of Kalos. So she might technically be a tourist as far as Lumiose goes, but she's like from Kalos. Like, she's not a touristy tourist. And that's what the whole intro plot is about. And one of the first few things I'm going to do almost immediately after completing this intro section is try to find fashion. I gotta customize. And there he is, man of the hour, Urbane. So, one of the things about Urbane is that in French his name is Boro, and just B-O-R-O, Boro. And while I was playing that first time around, I might even roll the clip for this because I do still have it. I say out loud, oh, Boro. Okay, so I wonder if that is a pun based upon burrow, you know, like a borough in a city. And I tried translating borough in real time into French, and of course that's arrondissement, but then I looked it up on Bulbapedia after because, you know, I took a break between when I failed to play in French, and I ate dinner, and I was looking some stuff up on my phone, and so I decided to look up Urbane on Bulbapedia, and go to the name meanings, and lo and behold, Boro is burrow. I was like, holy cow, I actually got that right. Like, don't get me wrong, I sound super confident right now, but in the moment, it really was just confusion. It was mostly confusion. And I think if you're going to try to do a bilingual series, you have to be really confident in both languages, and my self-confidence in English is already pretty dang low, if I do say so. But in French, not only am I not terribly confident, my language is lacking. Like, they use a lot of colloquial French. And when you've been exposed to really textbook French, that goes off the rails real quick. You threw off my groove! Okay, let's see if her name is different in English. I mostly Jet. Jet. I mean, it's okay, but in the French, she's Bridget, and it's spelled like differently than you would expect it to. Like, there's a J in it too, and it's super charming. And here she's just Jet. I was like, okay. I'm slightly less hype about her, but she's still like very aesthetic. So. I'm just imagining that she's got, like, Julie Andrews as the voice. Lumiose is a circle! I made this point in French, but Lumiose is a circle! There can be no corners! I am entirely joking. There are definitely ways that you can get corners into a circle. Mostly if you slice it up into pie, like, shapes or whatever, then you kind of have corners where the pie intersects. This is just me going very literal about math jokes. Yep, this line, I can't tell if it's charming or cheesy in either language. But you know what, I'll take it. It's cute. It's campy. Well, it's not exactly campy, but it's like hammy. Hammy, that's a good word. Yes. But you see, if I'm second-guessing myself in English, you can bet what it was like when I was trying to do it all in French, and I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. There goes Pancham. Again. The audacity. Okay, news to me. Bagnapped. Okay, I will definitely say that, like, sure, I picked up on some of the French slang, but I'm definitely appreciating the English gags a little bit more. And that makes sense. I'm sure if I were more practiced, then I would Oh, okay, cool. The first time around, I also didn't have my buttons bound, so we've discovered that left click is sneak. I'm trying to see if we can sprint it all here. Oh. Unintentional. So I found the menu. That's X. I'm pretty sure that was what it was in Violet as well. That's not terribly surprising. And this is about where I had to throw in the towel right after this. Come on, tell me he's about to say... Oh, okay. So in the French, he basically says, "Where did you find that? A trash bin?" And I was like, dang, this guy's got serious burn capacity. And this is where we roll up. Urbane's like, "Hey, this is the thing." He's like, "Do you know me from my show?" No, you totally battled us. And then he throws down that sick burn. In the French, he basically said, "Oh, it was over so fast, I guess I didn't remember," or something like that. He basically comments on how fast the battle was. It's just the little differences. I'm really appreciating the little differences in what very little I understood. But trust me, it took me like 3 times as long to get to this point in time because I kept pausing and like looking up vocabulary in French to English dictionaries and stuff, and it just... Okay, alright. Yep. So, I totally said take it back myself originally, but... And this is the part where I did not get to. So, in my original thought, I was going to pick Chikorita, because again, I know the typings of the final forms, and the trainer that I was going to play, Adelaide, is a fairy trainer. Or more specifically, a fairy and ice trainer. So Chikorita would have been perfect, and I'd also picked, Chespin? Chespin, yes, as her starter. Not because, you know, obviously there weren't any ice or fairy Pokemon back in X, at least not as far as the starters go, but, it just, I was doing like a King Arthur type style theme or whatever, and I was like, okay, Chestnut is kind of knightly, so we're going to pick Chestnut. And so just picking grass with her would have also been very fitting, but because this is Alicia, I'm feeling we pick Tepig, and not because of the final form or whatever, just fire, just the whole aesthetic too. It's just, you know, red, yellow, and black. I mean, it's orange, yellow, and black, but potato, tomato. Yeah! Let's do Tepig! And I also know what the final looks like, and it's pretty fire. It's actually pretty good, like, unironically. I'm not too jazzed about the whole type situation with Tepig, or Emboar, I should say. But it's not bad. I certainly think it's the most, like, aesthetic of the final 3, but that's, you know, personal taste. Alright, now here is where things are going to get interesting, because I've heard a lot about the differences in the battle system. And the question is, do I think my butt can react to it well enough? Because to this point, I think the thing that required the most reflexes that I've played on this channel, technically speaking, I streamed Monster Hunter and all that whatnot. Okay, so we have to target using ZL. Easy enough. And then it's kind of like... Okay, so I've learned things. Yes, that's interesting. So the cooldowns. The cooldowns are different. So there isn't a problem with using Tail Whip and other status or ailment type moves like that. But at this point, Panchim's defense is probably really low. And I don't know what the underlying EV-IV situation is. So it still really helps to have, you know, combat boost and decrease moves like that. But the fact that they're all on timers is almost kind of Final Fantasy-y. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels kind of like that. And the fact that we can just kind of keep firing moves off, it's a lot more dynamic than, you know, the usual turn-based situation that we've got in the other Pokemon games. And now this is the part where I, technically speaking, have to pay more attention, but they're just giving the bag back, and, well, I know what's inside the bag. I haven't even seen what's inside the bag. I've not seen spoilers for what's inside the bag. But, if I'm not wrong, we're gonna see something kinda green. Bien joué! That's so cute. I can't believe I just did a fist tail bump with Tepig. That's adorable. Ooh. Alright, I'm loving that music. Sick riff. Ooh. Yeah, this is some great music. Okay, it also occurs to me, yeah, I should turn up my audio interface just a little bit, and then we can dial in the sound balance at some point in time, maybe. Maybe a little bit lower here. Oh, see, I actually kind of want to get caught at some point in time. Like, yeah, we've technically had our first battle, but... Yes... Yeah, but we haven't even been, like, enrolled yet or anything like that, so I don't know if this technically counts. Well, okay, at least we have a Brigitte here. Oh! Okay. I have noticed something interesting, so let's do Ember again. Oh! Okay, I don't know exactly how to control it just yet, but I did figure out that that little marker on the ground is like, you can control where your Pokemon is going to go. Now, in the case of Tackle or whatever, it's got a physical attack, so you have to run up to the enemy Pokemon. Ember, it looks like it just recalls you back to your trainer, or at least from Tepig's point of view or whatever. So this is going to be me learning the system. I don't know if that's going to be terribly fascinating, but you know, live reaction. Well, not so live reaction, because at this point it's been recorded. But potato tomato, you get what I mean. I don't know about that. Because I guarantee this fast pace is going to catch up to me at some point in time or another. I just don't know when yet. Ooh, hello. No, but I want to go up the ladder. Also, hard light. Holograms. Yes, I approve. Ah, nuts. Well, 2 of those I can do something about. The Eternal Floette. Daw. I don't think you want to do that. Something tells me you don't want to do that. Oh no. Oh my wamo. Shinderu. Oh my god. Bros really said Mega Beam. Kiruru. Ah, that's kawaii. Kiruru. Oh, she. My apologies. Oh, so we just got really unlucky. And actually, I suppose it's not really unlucky so much as those guys totally brought us there. You know, kind of an ambush type situation. Oranges. Okay, so this is just probably like somebody's random house or whatever. Like, I've only been here for 20 minutes or so, and I can tell that Lumiose is way more labyrinthine than it was in the original. Where? Okay, hold on. I know I have to go in, but you're not going to put a ladder here, and son of a... I want to go up the ladder. S'il vous plaît. No, I have to remember to stay on objective. I'm here for fashion. AZ, or AZ. Tall. Yep, there it is. Wee little Zygarde cell. But he is. But he is. Okay, so my new headcanon, or at least for this particular character, is that after having saved Paldea and gone on an extracurricular adventure, or not extracurricular, after studying abroad, even, and saving a specific region from a temporal paradox that could destroy, well, everything, I just want to inspect all the doors, even if I can't get in, because, you know, leave no stone unturned. But after doing all that stuff, and, you know, finishing her studies and the like, she decided to come here to, you know, just take a brief reprieve from all the Pokemon stuff, and all of a sudden, she's right back in it. And that's why I don't have my Pokemon from the previous game. Not because home doesn't exist, but because we also gave them a break. Take a nice needed rest. Of course, I can't imagine coming to Kalos without Mostara. Mostara. My beloved shiny Sneasler. Okay, so now I can't help but hear the voice of Adrienne Agreste. No. Well, it's a bit late now, but welcome to Lumiose City. You know, that sort of playful, chat noir kind of vibe. Bien joué. I'm gonna keep making Miraculous Ladybug references. Now, the thing that's going to be very interesting about this, after the story exposition, of course. Very mysterious. No, I had water in my mouth, but the Pokemon Center jingle, the rest jingle, that's adorable. I freaking love music. Ugh. You know, if I took French for 6 years or whatever, sure, I've forgotten a whole bunch of it, but there's one thing that I did for even longer, and that's I was in band. I was in band from 5th grade to senior year. Yeah, sounds about right. And that's something like 8 years? But even then, that term keeps coming up. Me? Compete? Now, I'm sure a fresh trainer is like, compete? I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm like, compete? You sure? I'll wreck you all. Oh, I hope I get to customize Rotom Phone. Granted a wish, huh? I've seen enough Holy Grail Wars to know that that might not be a wish that I want. Man, I am multi-track drifting references all over the place today. Alright. No, that's like genuine conspiracy level, and I realize that it's probably something to do with the tower emitting all of that light, and I think it's got something to do with the rampant mega evolutions just around town or whatever. But it's all mysterious and sinister right now, so I'm gonna soak that in. Yeah, alright, I'll do it. Don't need to ask me twice. Okay, it's fine and all, but A, I want a hat. B, I want to change my hair. C, I want a different outfit. Interesting. Kidda. Yes, yes, Urbane. I don't think I'd be playing Pokemon. Oh, now this is useful. Teach me your parkour, Adrian Agrest. Kidda. It's basically compulsory. Every time that Floette says Kidda, I have to do it. I'm mostly joking. Lida. Big brother, huh? I have a feeling... maybe family resemblance to somebody that we've seen in a trailer? Could be wrong, though. Okay, so... we have our sprint, we have our dodge roll. Now, can I roll backwards? Okay, you just sort of turn in the direction you're looking. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to, potentially get, like, some strafing action type dealio. Like, side rolls. The Green District. I really hope this doesn't require that much coordination. Chikorita! So then who gets that Totodile, I wonder? Ooh. Aha! Yeah, so I still don't know if there's a way to recall your Pokemon to your side without using a move, but using Ember... Oh, does he also have Totodile? That would be a cool way to do it. The rival gets both? Oh my god, that's so cool. I mean, it's not actually cool, but it's something. Okay, and the thing is, we still want to be using Ember as a dodge move. Oh no! I timed that poorly. Okay, let's get our tackle in, and then once it leers, we'll go for a retreat. Oh, shoot. Well, you know what? I think we can finish this. Yeah! I just barely got it in first. So this almost has, like... I don't want to say Dark Souls, but, like, you do have to learn if the opponent is using moves in a particular order, and if you can discern a pattern, you might be able to dodge better. Yes. Show me the clothing stores. I know what a Pokemon Center is. I just need to know. Okay, so we can get over here. Oh, and that's kind of interesting that they've labeled some of the stuff just in French, despite this, you know, being English. So, Gare de Lumiose. Well, I suppose it would be Gare de Illumi? I think that's what it is in French. I forget what the exact city name is there. I think it's like Illumis, Illumi. It's like Illumise, which really tripped me up. Oh, ladders? Ladders? Yeah, buddy, we get to use ladders. Hell yeah. I mean, but I kind of want to... No, I mean, I know, but I wanted to see... Like, sometimes you have to take the alternate route just to see if it'll work. That's not even I want to see how the game handles it. It's just, I want to see if there's anything down there besides more road. And that's kind of silly. I get it, but... Okay, so we've got one-way jumps, much like the one-way cliffs in the old parts of the series. That does make me wonder if we can use the Rotom phone to arrest your fall kind of deal, but I doubt it. Hello? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do some exploring. Okay, so we can target the boulders, but I assume that unless we get a Pokemon with Rock Break, we won't be able to break these. Thank you for that, but we can't actually do anything about that. Have we seen her model before? Like, has she been in Violet? I don't know. I mean, obviously, new uniform and all that whatnot, but I feel like I've seen her before. Maybe just in the trailer or a cutscene or something. Wait, Hotel... Richisme. I don't think I'm gonna talk to everybody, but like... mostly just focus on the people that have actual dialogue boxes like this. Ooh, and of course you're a vendor, so... Okay, I don't think I really need any HP items just yet. Oh, yes! Let's go out and about with Tepig. Okay, so we've got the Pokemon Center over there, but I still want to look around more. There's the car. I really, really like this version of the Lumiose theme. It's like super chill, very jazzy. I adore that. Alright, yeah, I can get used to this. Okay, and they've got like a nice canon way to handle the Pokédex rewards. We're doing it as part of a promotion kind of deal. But I already had Tepig out. Well, whatever. Cutscenes. Now, the thing with Alicia is that the naming conventions that I use for her Pokemon are like a mixture of, well, it's all portmanteaus of stuff in a mixture of Spanish, Catalan, and Portuguese. And so I tend to take a long time coming up with nicknames because, like, I really like coming up with alternate language puns and stuff. So I don't know exactly what I would call Tepig, but it would probably involve, like, a word for pig or hog or something like that. And, you know, we'll do something like spicy or hot or burning or something like that. I don't really know how to explain my naming process, but the point is I'm not really going to do that on camera just because I know that's going to take a lot of time. So for now, we're just going to refer to it as Tepig, but then I don't know if I'm, like, going to do it at the end of the session or whatever. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to nickname all the Pokemon that I caught that I think I'm going to immediately be using. And so next time they're on screen, you'll have a much more flavorful experience. This has been Session 1, Part 1 of Omega Plays Legends Z-A. Part 2 should release when I pick a release cycle. If you're new to the channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking that bell to be notified. As always, I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comments below. And with that, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching, everybody! In the upper left is the next episode, or a video you might like. In the lower left is the series playlist, and on the right is my icon, by which you can subscribe. Thanks again for watching!